video I want to take a look at one of the new features that came about in Rockwell Automation's Connected Components Workbench version 23. Version 23 was recently released here at the end of May 2025. And as you can see, I have the latest version 23 installed on this computer. And what I want to show is the ability to create trends. We can actually now trend variables in the Micro800 inside of CCW, such as for troubleshooting purposes. Not only can we do variables in the Micro800, but we can also trend PowerFlex drive parameters as well if we had a PowerFlex drive connected here as one of our devices. So for this demonstration, I'm using the Micro800 simulator to just create some data. And then I have an optics application that's just going to control two variables. I got this variable 1 and variable 2 down here, so you can just see I can manipulate those variables here real quick for testing. Now I am connected, as we can see from the data changing there. So to do the trends, we see that we have this this tab now in the project organizer called Trends. And to add a trend, we just click on here and say Add Trend to the project. And then we will add our variables or our traces for this trend. And we can create multiple trends, and these will be saved, so we can create custom trends for various troubleshooting purposes or for visualization purposes. And what we'll do is we'll look at the, in this case, I've only got one device going, and we'll look at the global variables. And if I scroll down past all the embedded I/O variables, see that I have these two that I've just created, variable 1 and 2, and I'll just click on those and say Add. So those are now added to the traces. There are a few things you can set up for sampling. Default sampling is 100 milliseconds. You can change that to be seconds or minutes. I'm going to go ahead and leave it at the default. You can also define the capture size, be it in time or samples. So do we want to show the last 1,000 samples or the last 10 minutes? So we can adjust all of those parameters as well. There's also the ability to do a trigger based on an analog or a bit or a time value. So you could do some triggering as well. So once we set this up, we just say OK. And now we will need to hit the play button to start the trend. Now, before I do that, I want to show you that up top here we do see the properties. So this brings us back to where we just were for the traces and sampling. If you want to add another trace or change that sample rate, we do have the ability to go ahead and download. Once we create some data, we can download to a CSV file or print to a file, or print to a printer or to a PDF file perhaps. One other setting down here is how you want to display the data. Do you want it to be stacked, single graph, overlaid graph, and then as far as the scaling goes, you want it to be automatic or manual. So we're going to go ahead and leave that at default for the moment. I'm going to tweak that once we get going. So we'll go ahead and start the trend, and we can see that we have our two variables, variable 1 and variable 2, and this is what we would be stacked. So they're two separate graphs. And if I were to change some values here, you can see that they're changing on the screen. And you can see the sliding window down here at the bottom as well. Now, if I want to change that to be a single graph, right, then now both of these are now displayed into a single chart, or overlaid. I can show that way as well. So we'll stick with the single chart. Now, if we go ahead and click on a point here, you'll see that we get a little pin, and we get the little pin symbol lit up there. And if I wanted to, I could try to scroll back here in time with this window, and I can see that where I pinned, right? So right now we're actually kind of frozen on this time slice, even though the data is continuing to update here. And if I want to stop the trend, I just hit the stop trending button. And now we have the ability to export that to a CSV file if we want. Opens up in another window there for downloading, or print. So real simple thing to do. If we want to add another trend, we just simply choose new trend. So we got trend 1, trend 2. Now, if you want to get rid of a trend, I can highlight this and hit this remove trend. But being that I'm online and connected right now, it's not going to let me do that. So if I were to come back here to, if I were to choose, go back to devices, and then if I were to go ahead and disconnect from my controller, and come back to the trends, now I could actually delete that trend that I added. All right, so pretty useful feature that's been added with version 23. And again, this trend is now saved in here. So if I close the project, come back, this trend and the properties that I had will be ready to go for when I go ahead and get connected again. All right, so hopefully you find that useful. Actually getting connected, reconnected. So back to the trends. If I just double click here, start my trend, and we're off and running again with the trend. All right, so again, version 23, latest release of CCW from Rockwell Automation.